Aloha, friends, and welcome to rule number 1 for growing your business, specifically for when you're self-employed and you've had success offering your services and you're ready to expand. Rule number 1 is to really use business planning as a process instead of the business plan document that we all kind of think about. Business planning is a process, and working with me together in the one-on-one package does facilitate that process for you, but you need to really understand what you need to get out of that process so that you can embrace it and use it for that purpose. If you're just using a vision-based business plan, meaning it's something far in the future and it's a place you want to get to, but you don't really have a super clear plan on how you're getting there, and it's not being updated for changes, and it's not providing you all the financial information you need, then it can be a really negative process because you have no wins until you somehow get to this end place. So when you use the business plan as a process, you have wins every week because through us meeting together, you are dedicating time each week to focus on your plan, where you're at, and make updates and changes. And so you're really experiencing wins and accomplishments every week versus having to wait until you get to the very end to experience that feeling of success. So one major reason why doing this business planning process is really critical is because as a single owner business, it can be really hard to delegate this time to planning, and so you'll see a lot of people running small business owners who are kind of stressed out and have overwhelming energy, kind of frantically moving around because they're unable to focus on the detailed tasks that they feel they should be doing, but they're unable to focus, and they may be switching plans and as soon as they start something to go on to the next thing. And so as we all know, one thing done really well is far better than a million things started and not finished. So that's really the energy I see people in when they don't dedicate this time to planning. So using the business plan as a process means that you're really making a system for planning. And that allows you to commit to your plan, your efforts, using a plan that's really realistic because you're doing it with someone. That's the other place that having someone else involved can come in really handy. I know I love to make unrealistic plans for myself, but when you're doing it out loud with someone, it tends to help you here in reality, maybe the unfeasibility of what I'm planning to accomplish this week. So that's where working with someone in this process really can be helpful. As I said in the intro video, business planning as a process combines the two areas of planning and the finances. And that's a big piece of why this process is so efficient at getting your success and why it's so important to commit the time that's needed to the process. The financial side, the money, it's not just another piece of your business, right? Like marketing or a service. Those can win or fail, and you can try others. Money is core, right? When you fail with the money, you go out of business. You don't have money to pay. So everything you do or plan to do has an impact on money, whether directly or indirectly. So when you're using business planning as a process, keeping the money up to date is crucial. And in my one-on-one package, that's what we're doing. I am actually doing the budget and updating that for changes in your plans as you go. So having that done for you, if you do have an accountant, really staying on top of the money is super important. And of course, that involves, from the business owner's perspective, really staying on top of receipts and invoices. So rule number one is using the business plan as the process it's meant to be. And next, I'm going to go through how my one-on-one business planning process works so that you can see what you're committing to in working together. The first step is having a strategy planning meeting. And this is a long event where we really go into planning how you are getting from where you are to where you want to go. To get you ready for this meeting, I have a questionnaire that will ask you questions, simple questions, to help you define your current strategy, to determine what's most important in your vision of where you want to take your business, to help you brainstorm different ways to go deeper into your strategies for going forward. And you have that questionnaire back to me at least 48 hours before your meeting so that I'm able to review that and see where you're at with everything. Then during the meeting, we will be defining those key criterias for your vision and where you want to go. Having someone else talk you through this can really open things up. So don't feel like you have to get it all right in the questionnaire. It's more of the point of doing the exercise is what the questionnaire is for. The writing it out in the questionnaire helps you get clarity, helps you realize, your own thought processes and all sorts of stuff. So it's really important. So then in the strategy planning meeting, we will define your new strategy for going forward, always taking into account your vision and what's most important to you. We'll be defining milestones which means what your business will look like along the way to your vision. And then we'll be planning out all of your tasks for each milestone using a business task planning software. So that will be the planning piece. The second piece will be going through the money, and that'll incorporate the costs of all of the tasks that we've planned and the resulting income of what they should be, what we're expecting them to produce in income, and going through your chart of accounts line by line and doing a budgeting exercise for the next 12 months. And that's when we'll really figure out how your strategy and different expenses fits into a timeline with the cash flow that you have. So when single owners are trying to grow without this planning meeting and having a solid plan that is updated and that they're on top of, then they tend to have trouble staying focused. And even when it comes to initiatives, tasks that you want to get done each week, it can be hard to focus on them when you don't have the bigger picture planned out. All right, and then following that strategic planning meeting, we then have weekly meetings. And those weekly meetings, I'm calling business update meetings. In those meetings, we'll be looking at your task management software, what you accomplished. We'll be going through your budget to actual reports, which I update for you. And then we'll be talking about what challenges you're facing, struggles, any questions. We'll be looking at the tasks you're assigning for next week and over the next month, and just really doing an update of the plan. And then any changes to the plan, I update in the budget. Aloha, friends. Aloha, friends, and welcome to rule number one for growing your business, specifically for when you're self-employed and you've had success offering your services and you're ready to expand. So rule number one that I did cover briefly in the intro is to really use business planning as a process instead of the business. To summarize, rule one is using the business plan as a powerful and integrated process that it is, instead of the more common stagnant document. And this really helps you to combine the two critical aspects of business success, which is planning and the money, all in one place. And of course, in the business planning package, I'm doing a lot of the money updating for you using right now I'm using Live Plan, which is a business planning software, and it syncs to your accounting so that you have live budget to actual information. Really cool. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this provides clarity for how to use the business plan as a process in your business. All right, I will see you in the next video. Rule 2.